In Halifax, federal Liberal leadership candidate Mark Carney released his plan to replace the consumer carbon tax. He's proposing a system of incentives aimed at encouraging Canadians to make greener purchases.
First, as I mentioned, to help Canadians invest in greener policies, we'll have the big polluters pay for climate incentives by developing and integrating a new consumer carbon credit market into the industrial pricing system. That way, we ensure that taxpayers aren't on the hook for consumer climate incentives, while we still provide price certainty for households when they make climate-smart choices. The second thing we'll do is, with a new Made in Canada competitiveness strategy, my government will improve and tighten the output-based pricing system for large companies. We'll extend it to 2035, and we will speed up approvals of clean energy projects.
The Canadian Taxpayers Federation is calling on Mark Carney to bring clarification on his carbon pricing plan. Federal Director Franco Terrazzano says that Canadians need to be sure that they aren't just getting a rebranded new tax renamed as an incentive.
It sounds more like a replacement carbon tax plan, if anything, right? I watched Carney's press conference and he was as clear as mud, right? And until Carney is able to give Canadians a clear answer on the question about carbon taxes, he won't have a shred of credibility on the most important question of affordability. And, it sounded to me, listening to that press conference, that he's going to put a carbon tax on businesses, but businesses just pass those carbon tax costs on to consumers, right? So a carbon tax on refineries makes gas more expensive. A carbon tax on utilities makes home heating more expensive. A carbon tax on fertilizer plants makes it cost more for farmers to grow food and therefore makes groceries more expensive. So at the end of the day, Canadians can't afford to pay a carbon tax by another name. Canadians want the carbon tax completely scrapped.